And the USP decided at this first Khartoum conference that we're not going to become our own country. We're going to unite our colony with the Italian colony to make Somali Wayne. So Somali Wayne, the United Somalia, you know, was actually born in 1958 by the hands of the USP.
لكن ما رتولكوا كلمة دوني كسب وده سو دنكله حلاقي بين الجبي سو مسحه مستقبل كيسية وحيسية تاريخ ليس وربع أي مسحه
حرينته ودنك waxay gacanta u gashay oo lididkeegu kaga dhamaaday kaga daatay isku huray dad reer Somaliland qayb kamid ah aaway dadkaas galbeedka degnaa inay ka qayb galaan xoreynta Somaliland
jawaabtiisa ma garanaysiin idinku
xagee ku maqnaayeen haday wadanka leeyihiin oo Somaliland leeyihiin waqtiga xagee ku maqnaayeen inay ka qayb galaan Soomaha
dawlad Soomaaliyeed oo Afrika ka tirsan oo dawladaha ugu xoog badan ah ayay burburinayeen anaguna taasaan daafacaynay haddii qoladan ay halgamayeen aw leeyahay way halgamayeen maxay ku halgamayeen.
And we're going to have to get into our history so we can understand why we're here today, November 2014. Why are we fighting for a united Somali Republic?
military Mohammed Siyaad Barre maxaan ku leeyahay foosho xumaa waliba sida gooni ah ataaga ugu sameeyay dadka Somaliland dadka reer Somaliland iyo madaxdooduna ay sida ku goosteen waxay arkeen taariikhdii hore ee ka horeysay Soomaali isku haynteeda jamhuuriyadda Soomaalida isku haynteedu inay khasaaro badan oo iyaga u keentay oo nuugtay ay isla garteen
hadalkaas waa hadal aad u khatar ah waa siyaasi baa la leeyahay waa professor la leeyahay.
We all know what the flag means, but just to refresh our memory, the white star represents the 5 colonial territories, and that white star represents the birth of Somali Wayne. If you look at Somaliland's flag, they have a star with 5 points, but it's not a white star, it's a black star.
anigu sidee waxaan aaminsanahay isku jirka iyo isku haynta Somaliland sida ay ahaan jirtay 1960kii wixii dadka reer Somaliland dhex yaala in la saxo u baahan horena waan uga hadlay imikana waan ku celin in la saxo oo degdeg loo saxo waa laga maarmaan taasuna waxay marxaati ka noqonaysaa dadka madaxda ah ee Hargeysa fadhiya amba kuwa imika jooga amba kuwa soo socda ha noqotay inay kartida iyo fahmada iyo dadaalka leeyihiin aaminsanahay Somaliland isku haynteedan aaminsanahay wixii ka dhimana in degdeg loo hagaajiyo ayay la tahay
war waxaan dawladnimo ma dadnimana ma ilaahay baan ilaahay naga kharijiye wax khayr qabal noogu bedelo ilaahay Soomaali wax mideeyo oo khayr qaba keen.
And the black star represents the death of Somali Wayne. So you have to decide, what do you want? Do you believe in the white star, or do you believe in the black star? Do you believe in that Somali Wayne still lives amongst us, or do you believe it shall die amongst us? So it's not about this tribe, it's not about that tribe, it's about shall we stay united or shall we be divided? So it's a war of ideology. Don't let nobody tell you it's some type of tribal feud. No. This is a war of ideology. This is a war of unionists versus secessionists. So let's talk about how Somalia did become united. Let's talk about history. We all know about the SYL, the Somali Youth League. May Allah bless them. They're founding fathers of the Somali nation. We give them that.
marka dadka reer Somaliland iyo aniguba waliba anu goordan baan gartay iyagu waxay hore u garteen in khayrkii laga sugayay Soomaali oo jamhuuriyadeedii la isku hayo xamarna u noqoto xaruntii oo la sii wada inay khasaaro iyaga u tahay
ilaa adiga waxba kuma ah dad dareen islaam iyo Soomaalinimo ilaahu ku soo celi kuwa si kala googoynayna ilaahu iyaga kala googo ilaahu iyaga kala googo ilaahu qannimada laabta noo geli ilaahu qaninimada laabta noo geli.
But there's another group who's not spoken about in our history too much. But their contribution to Somalia, their contribution to the Somali nation was probably greater than any other group. Not taking anything away from the SYL. But how many of you know about the USP, the United Somali Party? Now the United Somali Party, there was two groups. As we know, what we know as Somalia today was two colonial territories. There was British Somaliland and there was Somalia Italiana. They say Italian Somaliland, but Italians don't speak English, they speak Italian. And so in the Italian language, it was called Somalia Italiana. And we were from British Somaliland, okay? So these two groups came together to make the Somali Republic. So how did that happen? In British Somaliland, there was two groups. There was something called the SNL, Somali National League. Later, they would become the SNM. And then there was the USP, the United Somali Party. Okay? Now, what did the United Somali Party do? They were the ones who actually said, let us unite the British colony with the Italian colony to make Somaliland. That was the USP. That wasn't no other group. That was the USP. And we all know about the Khartoum II Conference. We know about the Khartoum II Conference. So if there was a Khartoum II Conference, obviously there was a Khartoum I Conference, right? When there's movies, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, then there was a Spider-Man 1, right? So let's talk about the first Khartoum Conference, because that's not spoken about in our history too much. But that was probably the most important conference in modern day Somali history. In the 1950s, what was it, 1954? 58, excuse me. In 1958, the Khartoum I Conference was held by the USP. Speak about how my native city of Borima no longer has this beautiful flag with the white star waving in it. Let's speak about why Las Anod no longer has this beautiful flag waving, but instead a black star. Why? It wasn't because we said, we had an election and said, hey, we're replacing the flag. No, in April 1991, the SNM came to Borima with a gun in our face and said, hey, put down that flag, put up our flag. In October 2007, they came to Las Anod, they put a gun in your face and they said, put down that flag, put up our flag. It was through the barrel of the gun. It wasn't freedom of choice. It wasn't on our own will, in our own volition. They put a gun to our face. They put a gun to our face. So the United States, the European Union, the United Nations, and all nations of this world must understand that the people who live in northern Somalia, if given the opportunity to choose between unionism and secessionism, they will always choose unionism. But it's hard to make a free choice. It's hard to make a free choice when there's a gun in your face asking you, what flag do you want? Let's be fair. So, we all know about Al-Shabaab, right? That's the big bully. That's the big boogeyman back home, right? But what happens if we defeat Al-Shabaab today? Tomorrow, we still have this threat. This is what is known as an existential threat, meaning it's a threat to your existence. That means it's a threat to the existence of your nation. Somaliland and its secessionist ideology is an existential threat to the Somali nation. It is a bigger threat than any terrorist, any pirate group, because we can defeat those people. But how can you defeat an existential threat? So I want to conclude. I'm going to conclude with this. And I'm with you. Long live the Khartoum state. But I want to pitch an idea to all of you, and including the dignified people on this table. We are the children the people of Boroma, the people of Las Anod, the people of Las Kore, we are the children of the United Somali Party, okay? The Constitution of Somalia right now says that 2 regions must unite to make a federal state. We know this. This is not a secret. We know. But when you read the Constitution, under my legal analysis, something that's known as canons of construction, when you read the Constitution, it doesn't say that these 2 provinces have to be adjacent, meaning right next to each other like Minnesota and Wisconsin. It just says 2 provinces. So why don't we do something to make our unionist dream come true and say Awdal, Sol, and Senag unite, okay, and make a state. Let the children of the United Somali Party give birth and become the parents of the United Somali State. Think about it. Because now we could go to the Somali federal government in Mogadishu. We could go to the government and say, look at your constitution. It says 2 provinces or more. We have 3 provinces, Awdal, Sol, and Senag, and we want to make the United Somali State. Let the capital be Taleh, which was the capital for Saidka, or let it be Zayla, which was the capital for Ahmed Gurey. That's your choice. But brothers and sisters, don't stop the fight. Through struggle comes victory. Through struggle comes victory. And the Somali people, we've struggled so long, it is time for victory. Long live the Somali people. Long live the Somali nation. And long live Somali Wayne. Assalamu alaikum.
صعبك